Crypto bear markets are for sure where people get rich, and thankfully, we happen to be in a crypto bear market where most good assets are down 60, 80, some even down 90% from their all-time highs. And some of these assets will go from being down 90% to going to meet all-time highs and succeed all-time highs, breaking out and going for sometimes 10, 20, 30 X's at this point. Now, in order to know which cryptocurrencies to pick during this bear market, it does require you to do your own research. And everyone talks about doing your own research, but not many people know how to actually do it in order to get effective results. So what I'm going to share with you in this video is a proven way to do research in crypto, which could have got you into plays like, if you could imagine getting into plays like Solana around like $8, which ended up trading all the way up to $236. Or if you could imagine getting into plays like Axie Infinity at like $10, which eventually went up and traded all the way up to like $150 towards the peak. I'm going to show you exactly how to do research so that way you can catch some of these coins that are going to break all-time highs at these low prices. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, there's three main types of analysis that we can do. There's technical analysis, which we're going to be looking at the price charts. There's sentiment analysis, which we're going to look at the overall sentiment about how people feel about the markets and different projects. And then the last one is fundamental analysis, where we're actually going to be looking at the fundamentals or the news, and we're going to be looking at the revenue generation. We're going to be looking at a few different things, which ultimately will determine how well or how poor cryptocurrency is likely to perform. So we're going to spend the majority of this video actually talking about fundamental analysis. Hi, my name is Adam Winnig, and I've been involved in crypto since 2014, and I made this channel because I've made some really good cryptocurrency investments, and I've also made some really bad crypto investments, so I'm going to save you the shortcut and just show you how to do the research. So let's get into this. This video is going to be broken into two parts. The first part, we're going to talk about how do you go and find actual new opportunities or new coins. And the second thing is how do you actually do your due diligence? How do you actually do your due diligence and basically determine which ones are best to invest into? So first things first is let's go ahead and let's take a look at how do we actually find new cryptocurrency projects. And the first way that you can do this, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways, but you can come to a website like CoinMarketCap and you can check out the trending section, okay? These are cryptocurrencies that people are searching for in the highest volume on CoinMarketCap, and you can see some of the cryptocurrencies. Obviously, Ethereum's really big right now and popular, but you can also see things like Flow, and you can check out what their market cap is, and you can look for, smaller cap cryptocurrencies if you'd like to. And this is just one way to find things that are trending right now that you can potentially go on and actually do some more research on, which we'll talk about in just a second. Now, the second thing that you can use is something called DeFi Llama. And basically you can come to DeFi Llama, and this is how you can discover new blockchains. So you can come here and you can see which has the biggest increase in the past month, meaning which one has the biggest TVL increase in the last month. And you can see we have FRA that's up 353%. We can also see the 7-day percentage, how much TVL has come in over the past 7 days. If you're not familiar, TVL is total value lock in a protocol, which you can also sort by here, and you can also sort by market cap to TVL as well. But what I want to see is I want to see a chain that's got quite a bit of volume or TVL change in the last month and in the last 7 days. Now, while we're on DeFi Llama, another way that we could find new projects is by just going to recent. And here we're going to see really recent coins. As you can see, a lot of these are listed really soon. As you can see, this was listed today. This was just 4 days ago, just 4 days ago, just 4 days ago. So a lot of these are going to be a lot smaller, a lot riskier plays, but at the same time, these are opportunities where you could make huge gains, but you just have to do a good job of filtering out the coins that are likely not to succeed or coins that are likely to be scams. We're going to show you how to do that in the next part of this video, but this is a great place to also find new up and coming projects that were recently listed. Now, another website that I really like to find, especially during a bear market, is I like to find protocols that are actually generating revenue. This is really important because if they're generating revenue during a bear market, then this is really good because likely the project is going to be able to survive a bear market because it is in fact generating revenue. So I like to come down here and you can sort by a lot of different factors. You can see sort by the total revenue generated. You can sort by the fully diluted market cap. We'll talk about that in just a second. And you can also sort by something called the PS ratio, or the price to sales ratio. And generally, a lower price to sales ratio is a better thing, meaning that it's generating a lot of revenue, but it's not that expensive. And so this is like Convex Finance, which is generating lots and lots of revenue. As you can see, it's generated like $22.7 million in revenue. And you can see it has a really low price to sales ratio, which is really interesting. So again, the idea here is to find plays that are generating a lot of revenue that may be undervalued. And the last thing that I like to do in order to find new projects is to actually watch crypto whales wallets. And one of the websites that you can do that on is dbank.com. You can come in here and you can see crypto whales and you can see and track what they're actually doing. So if you just look at this guy, for example, it looks like he has like $27 million and we can see exactly what he's doing, what coins that he owns, when he's buying certain coins, what blockchains he's most allocated to. And you can do this through multiple people. And here's just a couple good secret whales that you may want to take a look at. This is supposedly Alameda Research, which is one of the largest crypto hedge funds. This is supposedly Arthur Hayes, who is basically the first black crypto billionaire. And then this is supposedly Mark Cuban, but we don't know for sure. But there's speculation that this is actually Mark Cuban. So now that you have some good ideas of where you could potentially find different cryptocurrency projects or trending or hot ones or undervalued cryptos, now let's go ahead and let's actually talk about how do you vet them, or how do you basically prove them wrong. And I think that's the attitude that you should come from, is you should try to prove each one wrong, because there are so many investment opportunities. You should try to find things wrong with them. And so the first thing that we're going to look at is we want to actually take a look at who is the team. And I would say this is probably the most important thing. And the thing that you want to know first off is, are they doxed or not? Which basically means, are they publicly facing, or is their records publicly available, or is there not publicly available? And in my opinion, I think it's a lot safer to invest in a cryptocurrency project where the founders or the team is actually doxed, because it's a lot less likely that they'll go and do some sort of like rug pull if their name is out there facing in the public, and then they just ruin their reputation, right? So that's the first thing that you want to look for. The second thing is you want to look for their track record. Have they done other big successful things in the past? Success leaves clues. And if they've been successful in other crypto ventures or other software, other tech sort of ventures, then it's likely that they can become successful with this project as well. So you can take a look at the founders. Really simply, you can just do a quick Google search. You can also look on a website like CoinMarketCap about the creators of the project and dive in a little bit. You can check out their Twitter profile, also their LinkedIn profile, to get an idea of where they've worked before and what their sort of experience would be like. But the team is probably one of the most important things that you could bet on, because you're betting on the horse, and we want to see what's this horse's track record, right? The next thing that we want to look at is we want to look at the tokenomics. And what we first want to know about the tokenomics is it inflationary? And if so, by how much? Or is it deflationary? So we'll take a look at Bitcoin, for example. And here with Bitcoin, we can easily see that the max total supply that'll ever be in circulation is 21 million, and the current circulating supply is about 19 million. So while it is an inflationary coin, more coins are going to become on the market, but not very many more, right? Which is a good sign. So if we take a look at one of the most important metrics that I believe is the market cap to fully diluted market cap valuation. And basically the market cap is the total circulating supply of coins in existence times the price of the coin, and the fully diluted market cap is the max supply, or the max amount that'll ever be on the market times the current price. And the closer these two numbers are together, the better I feel about it. If they're really far apart, then I'm a little bit wary, because I know that there's going to be a lot of coins dumped onto the market, right? Inflationary versus deflationary. Inflationary, meaning they can print more and more and more of this, like the US dollar, which has continued to decrease in value over time, versus something like Pokemon cards, right? Like rare Pokemon cards or rare baseball cards, where only X amount are ever in circulation. This is like a deflationary or a cap supply, which is generally really good for valuation, meaning that price is generally going to head upwards over time. Now, also on the topic of tokenomics, the next thing that we want to look at is we want to look at who are the VCs or who are the investors in it and what does their vesting schedule actually look like. So we can use a website like Messari.io where we can actually see a lot of really great information here. We can go in here to profile and we can see like the overview of what the project's all about. We can see the history. We can also see the roadmap, which we'll talk about later on right here. And then we can also see the investors. So on the word of investors, so investors are a good thing, I think, during a bear market because these guys have lots of money a lot of the times, and they're going to be able to fund the project to keep it moving and pay developers to continue to develop on the project. However, at the same token, it's a double-edged sword because VCs or early investors may be good because they can keep the project moving and they can fund it. But at the same time, a lot of the times they're going to get pre-sale coins or pre-sale tokens at a way cheaper price than the general public does. And a lot of the times, once their vesting schedule ends, they're going to start dumping these tokens onto the market, which can cause the price of the asset to come down. So if we just look at Solana here, for example, we can see, all of the organizations that are invested in it. Delphi Digital, we can see Alameda Research, Jump Capital, a lot of these really, really big VCs that are invested into Solana. We can also see a little bit more about the token economics here. We can see things like the launch and initial distribution. You can see what percentage was actually gone to seed round, what percentage actually went to founders, what percent went to VCs, and you can see all the information right here. And also we can see the supply schedule, or this is also known as the vesting schedule. And this is basically going to tell you when people are going to be able to dump their coins. And so if you're looking at investing into a coin and you can see, hey, I'm investing in, but a lot of big money is about to dump this coin, then you may want to consider holding off on your investment. So this is something really important to look into, is the supply or the vesting schedule. Now, another thing that you may want to do is come on to a blockchain explorer like etherscan.io, or you could go to BSC Scan or whatever blockchain it's on. They all have some sort of explorer where you can look at it. And one thing that you may want to look at is you want to look at the total number of holders. And as you can see right here, there's only 265 holders. So this may be a red flag that there's not that many holders. And you want to see, hey, are there just a few people that hold the vast majority of this cryptocurrency? If so, this is a big risk because these people could dump the coin at any time and pretty much tank the entire project. Now, the next thing that you want to take a look at is you want to take a look at the roadmap, okay? And this is basically, you want to look at what is happening in the future or what are their future developments actually look like. I'm just on Axie Infinity's website, and you can generally find some section that has their white paper, and you can just read through the white paper. This is actually a really good thing that I highly recommend doing, is going through and reading their white paper. You're going to learn all about the community, the project, what their intention is, the mission, as well as what does the roadmap look like moving forward. You can generally see their completed milestones as well as the future milestones that they're building on. And also, a lot of the times you can see all of this information that we already talked about, like their team, their partners, all of this sort of stuff, generally right inside the white paper, which most of the times you can find just on the company's website or the project's website. Now, the main reason we want to look at the roadmap is to find out what are the future plans or news events that could drive significant price action. Another website is coinmarketcal.com. You can come in here and you can type in your coin and you can see all significant news events that are actually going to be coming up. Like if there's significant listings or there's partnerships that are coming up, you can see this on a website like coinmarketcal.com. Now, the last thing that you want to take a look at is you want to take a look at social media. And there's a lot of different places you can take a look at a cryptocurrency social media. The main ones being Twitter, Discord, Telegram. You can also take a look at their YouTube channel. But basically, you want to see, first off, like what are the project founders actually saying? It's a good idea to follow them on Twitter. Also, if you do have any questions, if you've done all of this research up until this point, you can go into their Discord or their Telegram channel. And at this point, you can just send a message and be like, hey, I'm looking at investing into this coin. And I just had a few questions. Would anybody be able to help me out? And a lot of times somebody will direct message you from their team, or you can direct message one of their moderators. And this is where a lot of the times I like to ask some of the questions that I didn't get answered to, because a lot of the times there's like really diehard people in these groups that want to see more people invest so that way the coin pumps further, right? And their bags get pumped as well. And so a lot of times I'll go to their Discord or Telegram and just ask any questions that I didn't understand from all of my previous research. And that way I can better understand things and make sure I have no questions left to ask. Another thing that you can check on social media is what influencers are shilling this project. And influencers shilling the project can be a good thing because it's good marketing and it'll continue to help market the program because they could have already pumped the crypto to their followers. I know this was a lot at you, so you may need to go back and rewatch this video a second time. And if you like this, then you may want to consider becoming a member at bluedgefinancial.com/crypto. You can join, check it out. We have our algorithm, our crypto academy, our portfolio, everything you can follow along, our DeFi playbook, everything here at bluedgefinancial.com/crypto. And if this video was helpful, would you please like and subscribe as well as turn on post notifications so you don't miss any helpful videos going forward.